Hi everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a bit of a morning magpie, just a little bit of a news roundup, but with a little bit of a twist. Not really Newcastle United content, this one. It's actually about an England player, given the fact that it's an international break. I'm not talking about a Newcastle player, actually. I'm talking about an England player who's done something just quite spectacular, to be honest with you, and it didn't involve kicking a football either. So I'm going to get stuck into this in a minute. Just before we do, a little reminder, if you haven't, please consider subscribing. We'd love you to come on board with us. We're on, I think, just under 2,600 subscribers, so we'd love you to come and join us. All free content. We're trying to hit that 3,000 mark. We're quite a young channel. Give us a support, click the button. We really appreciate it. So what am I talking about? Yes, I'm not talking about a Newcastle player, even though Kieran Trippier is in the England squad. I'm talking about another fullback. It isn't our player. I'm talking about Chelsea's Ben Chilwell, who, as everybody knows, Ben Chilwell is a brilliant left back. He's been spectacular for Chelsea and for England and for Leicester previously. You know, when fit, he's had a couple of really bad injuries. He missed the World Cup through a really bad injury. And he's back now in the England fold. He's doing a really good job in terms of playing for Chelsea and everything else, and what he brings to that. But what he's done is he's come out, he's gave an interview, Ben Chilwell, and he speaks very well anyway. He's very articulate, very eloquent in front of the cameras. And they've talked to him about his mental health, and he's been quite outspoken before, as Ben Chilwell, about his mental health. But this time he's come out and he spoke to the media, and what he said, I just thought was absolutely spectacular, and I thought it deserved a little reaction video, even though he's not our player. He described the stigma around mental health as silly, certainly in men, certainly in football as well. And I massively applaud him for that, and I'm sure the rest of the guys in Evermore squad do as well. There's so many people that still operate under this weird rule that, you know, the boys don't cry rule. Certainly when it comes to mental health, you just got to, you know, roll your sleeves up and get on with it and crack on. And there's so many people who can't. You know, mental health isn't like a broken leg or you know, a twisted wrist or something like that, or a black eye. These are wounds and injuries that nobody can see, and only the person who are going through them can feel. And I think for Ben Chilwell to come out, such a high-profile footballer, in an environment like that and normalize mental health, I think is unbelievably brave of the player, certainly in a toxic environment of football that exists in, where the slightest little mistake is jumped on by people. The abuse that can be thrown around is vile at times. You know, there's been Newcastle United abuse even towards supporters recently that I've just not condoned at all, but I won't get into that. But when it comes to players, you know, the levels of abuse that they have to take, you know, from the world of football is odious. It really is. You know, but the damage, the physical damage, the injuries do them, but the mental damage as well. You know, losing that momentum, you know, it can end careers. It can throw careers off track as well. So I think for Ben to come out and be so brave and so honest and speak about it the way he has, and articulate it as well as he has, is just really commendable. I think Chelsea should be proud of that player. I think England should be proud of that player. You know, I've seen some little snidey comments from people. You know, you need to take all that out of that here. This is a guy who's talking openly and honestly about something that's a killer. It's killing people. I think you need to park all that shit, and you need to talk about, you need to respect what he's doing, and just give him his props for making this something that's normal to talk about, for the next generation to look up to somebody like Ben Chilwell, who's open and honest to come out and say that he's talking to somebody to help him through his mental health is just brilliant. You know, if the next generation can grow up and learn from, you know, the mistakes that we've made in terms of, you know, boys don't cry and get on with it and crack on and all this other shit that people say, man up and all that bollocks, you know, and of course mental health, obviously, you know, for everybody, women and females, but certainly going back to men, the Ben Chilwell referenced, the stigma needs to be broken. And, you know, for people like Ben Chilwell will help drive that narrative. They'll help break that stigma, smash through that glass ceiling, you know, and the next generation will reach out for help when they need it, and it won't be too late for them when, you know, when that help arrives. If that's you, if you are struggling with mental health, you know, we've stayed away from talking about mental health in great detail. You know, some channels, you know, I think they try to do the right thing by offering, you know, chat rooms and support and everything else. And that's wonderful. I think it's great to talk and reach out and talk. And we have a lot of people in our comments in our community that I think Evermore really helps them with the troubles that they have, and the fact that they can just engage with people about a common topic in Newcastle United is wonderful, and we encourage that in our community. You may need to speak to somebody who's qualified. You probably should speak to somebody who's qualified. So we'll get Mark to drop some links below if that is you and you are struggling, you are concerned about, your mental health and you just don't feel right, reach out and talk to these people. There's so many brilliant organizations out there for you to talk to, and thanks to Ben Chilwell, a lot more people might just do that, because if they see him as some kind of god, this Adonis athlete god that is a brilliant footballer and all this stuff, coming out and just being as open, as honest as he is and talking like that, it'll help people, get away from that narrative, break that stigma, and just say, listen, if Ben Chilwell can get help, then I can get help. So massive respect to Ben for that. I just want to jump on and just give a little opinion on it. Certainly I did. So yeah, huge respect for him, and I really hope that it helps, people see that it's okay not to be okay. If a footballer like Ben Chilwell can reach out and ask for help, then you can as well. So we just want to jump on and give us a little reaction video. So this is Chris signing off for the Morning Magpie. Wherever you are, have a great morning, Magpies, and we'll catch you later. Cheers now. Bye.